All right, so this is a deep dive on the 5-minute chart of Nvidia from today. So you did have news. This thing has been going straight up, and it's at all-time highs. So those are the key factors. Basically, it is a stock in play. Now it is a smaller stock or smaller ADR at 2.8. However, if you're trading it with options or with size, or you're scalping it, you can make some serious money. So you start with a shakeout here that actually I shorted Soxis or Soxil and took a loss on it because there was so much size here coming in at the open. So it's better to wait for that to settle down first, and then you came in with volume and it rips up, makes a nice move here. So you have your first leg. That's A, about a 3% move almost, pulls back A to B, and that pulls back about, let's get this out of the way, about $6, I believe it was. So this is what I'm doing. I'm calculating stuff. I have levels in here. Also using the Anchor VWAPs, whatever. But I'm looking at the levels. Like, okay, if it pulled back $6, if it breaks out from this here, well, maybe you could target a $6 move, and that's we ended up getting an $8 move. Now you can also use Fibonacci's with that. Now another thing I was looking at were the what did I have? Yeah, it's a flag here, right? So it is a flag. Flagging out, and then it was trying to flag out again here on this side. I'll get to that in a minute. Ended up not working, right? So you get a nice little bull flag, nice run, bull flag. You can start adding a position here if you wanted to, but the thing is, the breakouts, if they're going to work, this is what you get. I mean, the benefit of a breakout and buying them at the right pivot point is it should go and not come back. So it didn't come back, and it went right away, and that's where I traded call options on that, right? So here, and I'm scaling out. I got in again here and scaled out. And then I was messing around backside, but smaller size. But that is the Nvidia here. You had a 5-minute squeeze. So then it gets up to this area, and we're starting to see, maybe it's going to start to base out. It's forming another flag here, right? But overall, one thing I was looking at was TSM. So TSM, this is like the puddle of death, right? So it didn't break out. So that right there, that set a warning signal off to me. Also looking at the Qs that were pulling back and the SPYs. So that's why I started to trade, flipping over to the puts. This is trading both options, puts, calls, like a maniac, because I trade best when I'm completely fearless. I'm getting in. I'm not worried about slippage, commissions, overtrade. I'm just focused on getting in at the right point and getting out, and reading the charts. So this is where you start to get the sell signals. And actually, I also like to look at the 5 and the 15-minute charts. So here in the 15-minute, you had a sell signal with this pink bar, which ends up confirming. Once you break down out of this wedge, that's where I started shorting here once you took out this low of this candle. So that's basically, you have the signal. Now it breaks below that, and now you can start to basically short it. And how you can have a target on it as well. So I was targeting 612, which we ended up hitting 612 and 10 cents, almost exactly. So what I was looking at, okay, we went up $8 from this pivot. Now, if we break this pivot, then we should go down $8, and we did. We also had a little bounce here from 616 up to 622, which is a $6 move. So then again, if we break this 616, you maybe get a $6 move out of that, which that would put you at 610. We ended up hitting a low there of 611.30. But ultimately, I was targeting 612, and that gave me the confidence to hold and play the short side as I saw that, because having a target really helps a great deal. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, the most important thing is don't worry about how much you're going to make. Worry about how much you're going to lose. Where's your stop going to be? So you want to have tight entries, very tight entries, and you want to get in and you want the trade to work right away. So that's a key, right? But then you also want to be able to calculate like, okay, where is this thing going? Where is it going? And have a target. And you can scale out along the way and scalp and get in and get out and play, some of these, on the lower time frames, get in and get out, kind of like how I was doing here, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, in, out. And then here trying to buy a breakout probably wasn't the best move. But that's where you can trade on the lower time frames, knowing that like with the comfort in mind, like, okay, here's my stop loss, but here's where I think this thing is going. And that's, I think, going to help your trading a lot if you're able to have a target and calculate and not get so emotional. So that is my recap on Nvidia from today. Man, this thing just continues to stair step higher. I don't know where it's going to stop. I think if you look at the weekly chart, we're just I would wait probably until we get some sell signals on the weekly to really turn bearish on this. Other than just intraday scalping to the downside, I think this can continue to just march higher.